Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of the Gentleman's Club. I'm your host, Mark Antimate. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about that time that I modeled for Forbes Japan. Let me state off the bat that I'm very humbled to be in the pages of this prestigious magazine because I am not rich. I'm not even close to rich by any stretch of the imagination. Anyways, I'm going to show you the luxury watches side of this magazine. This is truly for the 1%. Anyways, without further ado, I'm going to open up the pages of this magazine and I'm going to explain about these two watches I modeled. Alright, gentlemen, so here is that very lovely print edition of Forbes Japan. Now, this is the August 2015 issue. If you're going based on chronological order, this is issue number 13. I am featured inside the Forbes Life section, and inside of this section they are only discussing and showing off luxury watches. The price of this magazine is about 890 yen. That's about $8.38. So as soon as you open up this magazine, you are greeted with these beautiful, well, first thing off is there's a Rolex in there, but you are greeted with these beautiful matte printed pages. It's a very thick book. There's quite a bit inside of here. Now I'm in the back, in the very back now. So as we get towards the back, and if I can find the section that I'm in, we're already at page 107. Alright, here it is. This is the very beginning. Let's move this down. You see it says here Forbes Life Watch. And this is the first page. As soon as you get to this Forbes Life section, everything becomes gloss printed paper. It's no longer matte, so it's very nice for showcasing pictures like this of these luxury items. And here I am on the left. So the first thing that I'm going to discuss is this Franck Muller watch. Now I'm not sure if this watch is sold all over the world. It might just be made for the Japanese market from Franck Muller, or it could be sold worldwide. But I can easily find this in Japan, but about the rest of the world I'm not so sure about that. So this watch retails for 6,450,000 Japanese yen. Now I know that seems like a very exuberant number, but when you convert that over to dollars, well, trust me, it's still very expensive, but it's not $6 million expensive, okay? This converts over to about 60,765 US dollars. Okay, I had to do a lot of excess research on this because just this information in Japanese alone is not everything that I needed to know about the watch. And my handling of Japanese and CANJ and all that is very difficult, so I did have to get on the internet to research some more about this. The product number of this watch is 7000 CC space RDF space CANJ, like CANJ, J for Japan, CANJ. I'll leave all this information down inside the description. This is an automatic watch. It's 18 karat pink gold, this casing, and the case size is 39 by 39 millimeters, of course, because it's a round face. The wristband is a brown crocodile strap. I guess it's called crocodile leather. I don't know if you call crocodile leather or not. I'm just gonna call it that, but it's a brown crocodile leather strap. The features of this watch are a pulse meter. There's a telemeter on the back cover side, a tachymeter, and it is waterproof. If I flip this upside down, I'm not sure if you guys could still see this. I would really have to zoom in here. This is if you're looking at the watch as if it's on your wrist. On the right hand side, let's see where it's at. Yes, on the right hand side is a 30-minute counter, and then there are small seconds. The name of this watch is called the Round Split Seconds Double Face Chronograph. Now, the reason this is called a double face chronograph is if you were to actually take off your watch, okay, you take it off and you flip it upside down, there is a second face on the reverse side of the watch that is also as beautiful as the front side. All right, now let's go on to my next feature. Next up, this is my full page spread, and this is me modeling Richard Mille. Wait until you hear about this. This is called the Johann Blake Limited Edition, reference number RM61-01. Only 100 pieces of these were made. It takes all of its cues from the RM5901 Tourbillon launch watch for the world's second fastest man alive, Olympic medalist runner, Mr. Johann Blake. This is a super expensive watch, probably the most expensive that I've ever seen or laid eyes on before in my entire lifetime. This watch cost a whopping 14 million yen. Now wait until you hear this in US dollars. That is converted to 131,893 US dollars, making it by far the most expensive watch that I've ever seen before. Now the case on this, the bezel and back are made from grade 5 titanium and black ceramic. The finish was made from a long and difficult machining and grinding process using diamond tools to create the complex forms of the bezel. The crown is NTPT carbon with an Acreon collar. The screws, there are some screws that are featured inside of this watch. Those are also grade 5 titanium as well. There are so many other features about this watch, but I'm just going to revert you to the website to see these because it is so much to talk about. I respected this watch a great deal. You know, it looks good on my wrist as well. Very complicated movements inside of here. For as big as it is a very lightweight watch if recollection is telling me correctly. Very lightweight. Hey, only 100 pieces in the world and I had one of them on my wrist. That's like being handed the keys to a McLaren and being able to drive it for about an hour. At least, even if you don't have the money to buy it, right? You can say to everybody that at least you had the opportunity to drive it. And that's something that nobody else can claim or that nobody else could take away from you. Very honored to have done this. I would love to do this again. Of course, look at the fantastic modeling that was done. This is don't give me the credit for this. This is Daiichi. He did the layout and everything. He did the framing, told me how to pose and all that. As poor as I am, a guy that's been struggling inside the most expensive city in the world for expats for the last 13 years, right? Believe me, when I seen the price on this, as a gentleman, I would never do anything such as stealing. But just the dark side got a piece of my mind just a little bit when I looked at the price of this and this thing was on my wrist. I thought all I had to do was just, while I'm wearing this, waiting for my turn to be shot by the photographer, all I have to do is just get on the elevator, go down, take the train to my place, grab my passport, go directly to the airport, just leave everything behind, just forget about all of it, and just walk out of this place completely. This is the kind of money, if you had this kind of money, you wouldn't have to think about making anything financially for at least the next 6 to 7 years. You would be completely carefree. This is truly for the 1%. Not everybody's going to have this type of money. 131, well, literally almost 132 $1,000. It's not every day that somebody just walks inside of a watch shop and just throws it down on the table, willing to buy one of these. That is a big down payment on a house, and in some states you can even buy a house for cheaper than that. So this is truly made for the 1%. Very beautiful watch here. I hope you guys can appreciate it. Well, that's that, gentlemen. I thank you guys for watching this very brief, short, and to the point video about these two watches that I modeled, and I thank you guys for listening to my experience with this wonderful magazine here. Look at this one, 1775. I thank you guys very much, and I'm glad that I'm able to share this with not only my family, but YouTube gives me the outlet now to share this with the world and to talk about these fine luxury pieces. One of them, only 100 has been made. How many times can I say that? Anyways, thank you very much. It's time to close out the video now. Until next time, keep it classy. I would like to give a shout out. I know he's not watching the video, but I would like to give a shout out to him anyways. The stylist that I was working with to match all the correct clothing with the watch and everything and get just the poses just down right for the magazine. He's a Japanese stylist named Dai Ishii. He's a little bit younger than me. I'm 33. I think he's about 30-ish, but he looks a lot older than what he is. But he is a very knowledgeable guy about posing and fashion. I would say he's one of the best in the business here in Japan. So I would like to thank him for scouting me at a Body and Soul house music dance event last year and giving me the opportunity to pose for this magazine and to work with him. I'm very honored.